And a question I kind of have for you is that how do you think you and your playing era would have handled everything going on right now during, the mid 90s, early 2000s without all the technology that we have today?
Well, we were just getting cell phones at that time, Jack. So
right. It would have been rough.
Question. No, it's a fascinating question. I think it would have been, again, everything's a double-edged sword, right? So on the one hand, I think it would have been more challenging in terms of maybe communicating with people and trying to get the word across. But at the same time, we figured out ways to communicate back then. Whether it was picking up the phone at your hotel, whatever it was, we found ways to get things done. And so on the one hand, I feel for the modern day player in terms of the access that they have to fans directly, the access that fans have to them as well. It's good and bad. I mean, on the one hand, it's a great thing to be able to connect more with your fans, and on the other hand, more than ever, players have to be careful about what they're doing, how they're handling themselves, what they're saying, what they're tweeting. It's a whole nother part of their branding that before, I think only the big players needed to worry about, and it was very controllable about what got out. But nowadays, it's an important thing for every player. And even more caution has to be taken in terms of what you're putting out there and what's being seen. So I think in some ways it would have been, we've been faced with the same challenges as the modern day player in terms of the disruption of routines. It may have been a little bit more challenging in terms of coordinating some of the logistics, but at the same time, maybe some of the mistakes and faux pas that every person now sees that's going on with some of these players and gets exposed, like what we saw in Cleveland with guys getting caught going out to parties. That part of it might have been a little bit more behind the scenes, for better or for worse, back in my generation.